She cheated on me with the tattoo guy, with one of my friends in the car, and every time we get into an argument, she started texting another guy.
Gary Hamblin Jr. is no stranger to divorce court. After a visit with Judge Lynn 3 years ago to extricate himself from an unhappy marriage, today he's returning with a new wife, Tanya Smith, and a mere 2 months after saying "I do," the pair is anxious to be rid of each other.
At this point, right now, I despise her. To me, right now, she is worse than the devil.
He got mad and there was a trucker getting fuel, and he started telling him that I was for sale.
Here's okay, here's tired, here's trifling, here's y'all.
It's the second time around for Gary Hamblin Jr.
Why did you two get married? Because it seems to me that she had been cheating on you every time you left town while you were dating. What made you think marriage was a good idea?
Today on Divorce Court.
Come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Gary Hamblin Jr. and Tanya Smith. The two of you have been married, get this, Joe, for 60 days, although you have been together dating for a year. You don't want to be married anymore. You have some economic issues you would like me to resolve, and I will do that. But before I get to that, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Hamblin. How does something like this happen?
I have no idea. I'm a truck driver, and I've been traveling over 1,000 miles of bad road with this woman. This ain't my first time here.
I know. I saw you before. And typically when people come back, they come back with the same woman because the divorce didn't take. They kind of stayed together. But you got a whole new one.
Yeah.
I made him take a clip of the last one so we can see what the issue was before we get to what the issue is today.
The reason why I want to divorce Nicole, she's a gold digger, a cheater. She used me.
And it's all happening again. My wife, all she does is cheat. She didn't do it once, but 4 times.
In 60 days?
Yeah. No, since the whole relationship.
Since you started dating?
Yes.
A year ago, okay.
Okay, the first incident, I was out on the road, and my wife said that she was going to get a tattoo. Well, she's been staying at this guy's house for days on end, and I couldn't get a hold of her. And every time I called the house, she wasn't there. So I had a family member go track her down, and sure enough, she was sleeping with the guy.
Ms. Smith, was he on the road making money? You talking about a tattoo, and the next thing you know, you sleeping with somebody?
Yes, ma'am, I was, but there's an explanation for that, too.
Sure.
Well, explain it to me.
The reason
Sure.
why I chose, well, I met a friend of mine, and I decided to go over there, and he offered to get me a tattoo because I was looking at his tattoo books.
Right.
And he offered to give me this beautiful tattoo, and he was, you know, as he was putting this tattoo on my back, he was rubbing and different stuff, and that was the affection that I was getting from him, and what I was wanting from Gary.
Hang on.
What I was wanting from Gary and trying for months to get out of Gary, and Gary would not give to me. So one thing led into another, and I wound up sleeping with him.
So you mean to tell me you went to get a tattoo from that guy, and as he was putting the tattoo on your back, you got all into it and just did it?
Yes, ma'am.
That's scary. Mr. Hamblin.
All right, second time that she cheated on me. I had a car, all right? I had her and a family member, or friend of mine, take a family member to the hospital.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Now, the whole time they were gone, my family member was admitted to the hospital. So I was calling my wife and my friend trying to find out where they was with my car.
Right.
They didn't answer. Then finally I got a phone call. Then months later, he admitted to me that they slept with each other in my car.
Ms. Smith, did you sleep with a friend of his in his car while you two were taking his family member to the hospital?
Yes, Your Honor, and there's a reason for that, too.
What, pray tell, could that reason be?
Same thing goes.
She says she needed affection.
I needed love and affection, and like they always say, if you can't get it from if you can't get it from the spouse, you're gonna get it somewhere else.
So, Miss Smith, so far, I got a story of a woman. The only thing a man has to do to get some from you is be in your airspace. All they need is proximity. You didn't tell me a story about a guy that was so handsome or so charming or so loving. He just happened to be the guy you were with at the moment. Is that true?
No, not really exactly.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. Go ahead.
From the weekend that we got together in June of last year, all he's done is been rude, disrespectful. He has, at numerous times when we've been out on the truck, if I'm not quick enough to getting what he needs to get done, he calls me names.
How can I be?
Stop, Mr. Hamblin.
He tells me that I'm just a piece of meat. And he says all that to me out of anger. But what he don't realize is all of those nasty words don't make him a man. So when I go sleep with somebody else, I'm looking for somebody that's showing love, nurturing, affection, attention to what he's not doing for me.
Sex is attention, but none of those other things.
I told him
sex in a committed relationship is those other things, but sex with the tattoo guy.
When divorce court continues, has Tanya achieved a personal best in her relationship with Gary?
Since I married him, I've not cheated on him. I've not been with nobody. I've been confined.
For the entire 60 days.
Exactly.
Is the ink on your marriage license barely dry, but you're already ready to call it quits? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court returns with the case of Tanya Smith, who says she's had enough of her controlling husband. But will Gary do just about anything to get rid of Tanya?
I tried to get him to take her.
So you were going to give him money to take her off your hands?
Yes.
Why did you two get married? Because it seems to me that she had been cheating on you every time you left town while you were dating. What made you think marriage was a good idea?
Exactly.
She said that she married me so that she could prove that she was done cheating.
That's not true.
That's why she said she married me. I was in love with her, okay? I was in love with her. And ever since we got married,
that is not true.
It started going downhill fast. It was like a landslide. And at this point...
Okay, hang on. I'm just trying to figure out why you got married. I hear your version. Why do you think you two got married?
Because I actually was the first, I will admit, I was the first person that said, well, since we fight and argue and stick together and we just keep winding up staying with each other, we might as well be married. So I decided to go ahead and get married, but then right at the last minute, I was going to back out of it. I wanted to back out of it. Mm-hmm. And he is so concerned about one of my exes that he thinks every time, all the time when I talk to that ex, he thinks that I want him back because I went back to him in December.
Okay.
And he took me back.
All right.
So you married, now wait a minute, so you married him to prove to him that you were no longer interested in the ex?
Interested in well, how do I put that? More or less, let's put it this way, since I married him, I've not cheated on him, I've not been with nobody, I've been confined.
For the entire 60 days.
Exactly. I have tried, wait. I have tried to prove to him, being on the truck next to him, that I can be faithful to him, that I can love him.
Stop.
But the problem with it is he's arrogant, controlling, mouthy. He doesn't want to hear what anybody's got to say, and he only wants to hear what he's got to say.
Look in the mirror.
And I don't want my whole life to be wrapped around being on the move constantly.
Told what to do, like you're a servant or something.
Well,
Mr.
if you're on the road,
Mr. Hammond, don't talk to her. Talk to me. You tell me where she got that wrong.
Okay, all right. If she's on the road with me,
yes,
my profession has me constantly on the go.
Right.
All right. She knew that my lifestyle, my career, how much of a hassle it is.
Right.
Okay.
And so she signed up for that, and if you were under pressure and you needed her to do something quickly, you wanted that to happen, and you don't think that was unreasonable.
Yes.
That's what you're... Hang on, Mr. Hamblin. I get that. You contend that she's a gold digger. I want to talk about that. Why do you think she's a gold digger?
Okay, she won't. She already made a comment to me that she don't want to leave me until her IRS check comes in, and if she don't leave me, I tried to kick her off. I even offered to pay for a bus ticket because I don't want her around me.
There we go again.
Mrs. Smith? What?
That's not true.
Yes,
Every time I try to leave him, he comes running after me thinking that everything that he just did and said, like trying to sell me to a truck driver. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I tried to sell you to a truck driver. I tried to get, no, actually, I tried to give you to a truck driver.
Hang on. Explain to me how that happened.
After a huge argument, I decided that I was not going to argue with him no more. I got outside the truck, walked down, sat down truck stop. He got out of the truck, came up there, and I said, "Get out of my face, get away from me." He said, "I don't have to, I'm married to you." And I said, "Marriage does not give you a piece of paper that says you own me and control me." And he got mad, and there was a trucker getting fuel, and he started telling him that I was for sale. He was trying to sell me to another guy.
Now, Mr. Hamblin, please tell me that you were
I did not.
Hang on, I'm talking.
Okay.
Mr. Hammond, please tell me that you were just kidding and angry, and if that man had come up with a couple of $1,000s or a couple $100s, you would not have tried to trade her in.
I wasn't trying to sell her. I tried to get him to take her.
So you were going to give him money to take her off your hands?
Yes.
When divorce court continues, does Tanya prove that a leopard can't change its spots?
She came back to my house telling me that she wanted to get back with me, and after all that, she went back and slept with another guy.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter @DivorceCourt. Divorce Court returns with the case of Gary Hamblin Jr., who says his wife Tanya is with him only for his money. But could Gary be onto something?
You say you feel stuck in this marriage because you simply don't have the financial wherewithal to get out. Is that true? Are you mean to her?
No, I'm not. I try everything in my power to take care of her.
Could fool me.
Up to this point. Up to this point.
It ain't all about money.
At this point, right now, I despise her, okay? I despise this woman with every fiber in my body. She, to me, right now, she is worse than the devil.
And you think you're an angel with a halo over your head, and you're far beyond it.
I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm never perfect, okay? But the things that you did to me,
you deserve it.
Okay,
I deserve it?
Hang on here. Wait. You say you feel stuck in this marriage because you simply don't have the financial wherewithal to get out. Is that true?
It is true, but I do believe this is what I want, because I want to be respected, I want to be loved on, and the things that he said to me, there is no way in this world that he can love me.
What about the things you said to me?
And that'll take a genius to figure that out.
Was there ever a time in this marriage where it was good? Did you ever like one another?
Ever since we got married, ever since we said I do, it was like an avalanche.
Was it good before that?
In the beginning.
But didn't she cheat on you with the tattoo guy?
She cheated on me with the tattoo guy, with one of my friends in the car, and Every time we get into an argument, she started texting another guy. Then when she left me for 23 days, she came back to my house telling me that she wanted to get back with me, and we got intimate. Then that day, after we got intimate, she went back and slept with another guy.
Ms. Smith, did that happen?
Yes, and I got reason for it.
And your reason would be?
I'd really rather not explain it right at this moment.
Okay. Okay. I want to talk about the $70, Mr. Hamblin, that you want from Ms. Smith.
All right. I bought her a necklace in New Mexico.
And let me tell you this, if I had looked at the paperwork before we got started with this, I would have just given you $70 and told you to go home. And I wouldn't have gone through all of this. Pull it right out. Joe, you got a 5. We'd have been gone. But Mr. Hamblin, you go ahead, sir. Tell me about the $70.
Okay. Her and I was in New Mexico. We were shut down. I found a 14-karat gold necklace with a crystal heart that I thought was beautiful. So I bought it for my wife as a gift. Well, one of our arguments, one of our big fights that we got into, she ripped it off her neck and threw it.
And you want the money back for that, for the gift that you gave her because she destroyed it?
Yeah.
What is your response to that, Ms. Smith?
I did rip it off my neck, and I want to explain again why I did that. I did it because he was calling me a gold digger that day. And I decided that I was going to show him that I was not a gold digger, that I didn't need his money, and that his money couldn't buy my love.
When divorce court continues, Judge Lynn has some words of wisdom for Tanya.
Value yourself more.
Divorce Court returns with the case of Gary Hamblin Jr. and Tanya Smith, who after 2 short months of marriage are before Judge Lynn calling it quits.
Here's okay. Here's tired. Here's tacky. Here's trifling. Here's y'all. I don't know what you people do. Obviously, you live in a very small town because everybody's sleeping with everybody else. Ms. Smith, I'm going to say this to you. I was going to tear you up for a minute. I was going to talk about just, you know, no moral values and just tearing up and ripping up the fabric of the community. But you know what I'm going to say instead? Value yourself more.
That's why I'm getting out of this marriage, so that I can be...
But what I'm trying to say is sleeping with a guy for whatever reason doesn't raise your value. It just doesn't do it. They can't give you the love and the affection and the meaning and the soulfulness and the center that you're looking for. That's just, you know, depending on the guy is 5 to 15 minutes worth of a little fun. It's really not fulfilling. They can't make you a woman. It's just you. And don't look for love as a solution to unhappy. You know what I mean? Because you'll never be happy until you fix that part.
Well, I got to work on getting out of this and get this divorce.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to be treated like a lot
Having said that, I'm
lizard.
going to say this. When you give somebody something, it's theirs. They can rip it up, tear it up, throw it down, do whatever they want to it. It's a gift. It belongs to them. You have no rights to control what they do with it afterwards. I mean, God bless both of you. Really, seriously. Pick different women. You do better by yourself, but there will be no recovery here today.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
Gary says since we got home, we agreed that we wanted to work on our marriage, so we decided to go see a marriage counselor. Tanya said she would work on her actions that angered me. She also told me she is done cheating. One important piece of advice the marriage counselor gave us was to give each other some space. We were with each other 24/7 because we were stuck on the truck together. I just bought a house, so hopefully that will give us the space we need to make this marriage work.